Hey y'all, hey, this is your state representative, El-Mahdi Holly, and I'm coming here at the end of the day, about 10 minutes before 8, just to give you a scoop on what has happened. We are back in session. This is our very first day of special session because we now have to go back and review the maps. You may remember that recently maps for the voting districts on the House side, the Senate side, as well as for members of U.S. Congress, they're all drawn at the Georgia State Capitol. And those maps were submitted to the federal courts for clearance, but Judge Jones, Steve Jones, found that they did not pass muster because so many of the districts that were drawn in such a way where minority voters, mainly African Americans, were overpacked in districts, and that violates Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. So because it's unconstitutional, we're back in session. We're here to remind our colleagues that it's best for them to make sure that all voters have the opportunity to have their voice heard and to make sure that these districts are respective of those residents. We saw that a huge influx of people moved into the South Metro areas of our state. And so therefore, Judge Jones has required our legislature to draw new maps so that we can create new districts for that influx of population growth. So this is an opportunity for us to get it right. Now, if the Georgia legislature does not get it right, does not draw maps that are fair, what can happen is that Judge Jones can then appoint what's called a special master, and that special master will then go about and making sure that the lines are fairly drawn, and that special master will not particularly care at all about who is an incumbent and who's not. Sometimes when you're up here, you're wondering whether or not the civil rights movement has actually contributed to us getting a fair shake. But this is in one of those scenarios where we can look and realize that the Voting Rights Act of 1965, yes, 1965, but it still applies today. So we just got to make sure that the public is heard on it. So about that, how can you be heard on this? Well, if you go to house.ga.gov, you're going to notice at the very top, there is a link for the public to give a comment about redistricting. Please tap on that link. You know, what I would suggest you do is before you just start typing, probably just do a couple of bullet points about main things that you want to say. That way you cut straight to it and then post that. Make sure that you have an opportunity for your neighbors, people across Georgia to hear you, because this is a statewide platform to be able to give a public comment. But also what I like is that should this matter go to the federal judge and he believes that Georgia didn't do right because it wasn't looking at the necessities of what that law requires, nor was it listening to voters like you, well, guess what? You are now a part of the paper trail that is created to make sure that we can draw fair maps. So please go into those links. I'm going to provide that to you. And also, if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to put that in the comment section. And so we can make sure that you get a response. But thank you for jumping on. And I'm headed out of here, man. I'm tired. We got to go do this again tomorrow. So thank you for just paying attention to this. And remember, we live in a participatory democracy. It means you got to participate. And just like our ancestors have proven that when we are not taking advantage of what we have, we are losing our power. Don't lose your power. All right, y'all. Take care.